Hello, and welcome to our new build. And I guess now it's a thing, making a bunch of My Little Pony show inspired builds, buildings in The Sims. That's a long title, I feel like. But anyway, yeah, so this is Rarity's boutique, Carousel boutique, actually. Maybe that's the name or something like that. But as you can see, I had already kind of put up some walls before I started recording. It took a while to kind of get the shape, because first of all, I had already done round for Canterlot Castle, those round walls. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that again for this one. So I went with, standard, walls and just made a hexagon shape. So that it worked. It's fine. It made it easier to work with as well. But yeah, there was a lot of intricacies in the picture that you can see. Lots of swirly pieces, lots of color, lots of details that is just kind of hard to replicate in The Sims 4. And so I managed. I think that's kind of just the name of the game, is you're managing. You're managing, you're getting by, you're doing the best you can with what you've got. And so I feel like in the end it does kind of look similar, but if you were to just look at it and not look at it based off of Rarity's boutique, it'd be like, oh my, what in the world, what is this, what am I looking at? But yeah, so that's where we're at. And I'm working on the front here, especially the little sign, the brand, whatever you want to call it. It's a pony. Obviously that's not going to be in The Sims 4, and I'm like, oh well, we'll find some stuff that will work, kind of translating that into a Sims boutique. So there is a sticker that I found, and it is of a girl in clothing and has little Simlish underneath her. You'll see, I put it up soon. But so that worked. I feel like the sign is inspired, by the Ponyville one, so I feel like it worked. It's one of those things you have to just compare them to each other in order to understand what it's supposed to be. But it was a lot of fun. This one, it took a long time, again, trying to find pieces that would somewhat match or kind of have the same feeling as what the Ponyville boutique, cartoon portrays. I feel like this one was, in that way, a different kind of complicated than the Twilight Sparkle, the library one. So I think I made it work. So it is a boutique. It functions as a retail store. And I did upload this to the gallery under my EA gallery ID Nalera28. But you can also find it just Rarity's boutique, and it should pop up there as well. But I want to make a build where she also has, because she lives in her boutique, but I just could not fit it. You'll see once I go inside. I tried to make space so that she could live in the upper, floors, and it was not working. It just was not working. So this is solely just the boutique that we're building right now. The outside boutique, straight up, just that. But yeah, the little carousel on top with the ponies. Of course, I've seen this numerous times before being done, so kind of just went with that same thing. It's really only two ponies on the carousel, so that was easy to work with. It was fine. The platforms, the walls, the short walls kind of made it a bit tricky, but it was fine. They managed to look a little bit symmetrical anyway. But some lights. Again, it was all the intricate work that I feel like took the most time trying to figure out what should go where, and oh man, it was a lot of stickers, a lot of the wall stickers, like the little blue swirlies, putting those around the windows, because like in the picture you can see next to the that bottom right corner, like the blue stickers. I'm like, oh, these little swirlies kind of, it's the same color, but kind of give the impression that there's, art around the windows like that. Like, I don't know, it's, it's close enough. In my opinion, I was like, okay, you know what, this is close enough. It has some type of design that's intricate, but I don't have the tool mod. I realized, that having the tool mod would probably make this a lot different, being able to flip the stickers around, the art decals, and, kind of make things look better, more symmetrical. But, I feel like it still works. It's fine. I'll just learn how to use the tool mod in the future, and, that might be fun in its own way. But so again, so her boutique, it's a lot of purple and pink and like gold, orange, that yellow color. I worked with a lot of the fuchsia stuff that The Sims has, so I did stick with those pillars. They grew on me after a while. At first, I was just like, I can't get behind them. They're just very fuchsia, very vibrant, but that's what the cartoon is. It's vibrant. It's a cartoon. So I was like, I gotta try to make it work. And so, I did try to make it work. The decoration around the door was another story. I used flowers, to kind of make a little trim around the door, give it some more, dimension, which I feel like it worked. I know that it looks like there is it looks like there is something above the door, but every time I would try to put something above it, kind of like what's on the windows, that with the yellow striping, it just never looked right above the front door. But you'll see at the end I do add one. Trying to find the wall color. Again, I went through several different wall colors for the outside. I kind of, in the end, I just chose a solid color, not one with any tiling. But since there's that bottom, like the pink that goes along the bottom of her building, I was trying to find a way to replicate that, and that also took me a while to figure out how to manage that. The top, this top area, again, it's just so many little things that I wanted to decorate with to show that it's, it's not just a plain wall up there. I added stickers, and I tried to make it work. It's okay, just don't look very closely at it. I feel like it still though has the same feeling as the cartoon, like, because in that picture it has like the hearts above, like where the carousel roof is, and lots of swirls and pink, and so again, like I said, I feel like I made it work to where there's enough inspiration there that you can see what I was trying to go for. But yeah, the outside took a long time, a lot of hours, and you'll see once I get to the inside. I thought I was recording, and it happened to not be recording, so that is unfortunate. I recently went from having 2 monitors to just 1 monitor, and that's been a struggle in its own, because I used to be able to see if it was still recording on one, and now I don't. Like, I'm just having this game that's up, and then I don't look until afterward, and I realize it's not recording. So anyway, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. But anyway, so yeah, we're inside now. Again, I have this whole setup. I put up all those fuchsia curtains. Like, her boutique is it looks like it's just all curtain. I don't think it's much wall. So I went with that look. I'm like, well, thank goodness we have a bunch of this color. So that worked. But I actually completely get rid of this concept because, again, this was when I wanted to have her with a bedroom, you know, a little studio in the boutique. But it wasn't working. There's not enough space, and like, yeah, I could have made the building bigger, but at this point, it was just too late to make any of those kinds of changes, and I don't know, it just would have thrown everything off. So again, I get rid of those stairs. I just stick with having the one level be the boutique. That's it. Added a little platform, which is, you know, where they would have like the mirrors, you know, being able to dress. I don't know. Am I talking about The Sims or am I talking about the boutique? Anyway, yeah, have that little platform, and that platform is from the Moschino pack. Sorry, Get Famous. So that worked out. That's nice. I put some high school years rug as the flooring. So like, yeah, that tile there, it's actually just a carpet. It isn't an actual flooring, but I like the color of it. I thought it was pretty. And yeah, the mirrors are the Get Famous mirrors with the lights around them. Thought that kind of was nice. Of course, there was nothing that was anything similar to the mirror that was actually in the picture, the cartoon. So kind of, I went just with my own idea for the mirrors. Again, though, sticking with the fuchsia curtains. That was the main thing that I wanted to just make that work. So hopefully it does in the end, you know, hopefully you feel like it works in a way. So, you know, thank you. I appreciate it. If you have any feedback though, or any ideas that could help it, like definitely let me know. That would be awesome. Always looking for ideas, and I can always, you know, make changes. It's always fun to, you know, be reminded of what is in the game when, you know, someone tells me of a certain, you know, item. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting into like the decorating of the boutique. I want to make sure it looks like a space that she, you know, puts clothing together, and, you know, fashion posters and mannequins. We don't really have a sewing skill. I mean, we have the knitting, crocheting skill, but we don't have an actual like sewing skill. So it's just very a mixture of different objects there to make it look like that's what it is. But yeah, in the end, this is the final for the outside, and then I'll show you all the pictures for the inside. But again, I really appreciate you spending some time with me. Let me know if you have any ideas for what we can do next. But yeah, again, I appreciate any feedback, and let me know how you liked it. But yeah, you have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see ya. Bye.